Are you suffering from oppositional growth syndrome? We will discuss that today and see whether you are holding yourself back. Are you self-sabotaging your growth? So oppositional growth syndrome was coined and trademarked by my brother, my friend, my partner in business crime, Dallas Hardcastle. He has, been helping entrepreneurs for years and years and has always discovered this in people's business. And I have discovered this in my coaching business, my personal growth, and since we've opened up Genius Loan Officer. So we both have come to these determinations that over 90% of, well within the 90 percentile of loan officers, entrepreneurs are suffering from this at some point in their career. Right now, I would probably even venture to say it's right at 100%. At some point, somebody has in their career suffered from oppositional growth syndrome. And what does that really mean? Dallas? No, Dallas is not here. So I'll have to explain. Dallas is ghosting me again. No, I'm just joking. He's busy working on all the good things at Genius Loan Officer. Go to geniusloanofficer.com and schedule a consultation today. It is going to be a great time that we'll have on there and help you grow your business. And hey, listen, at the end of the day, we'll be able to diagnose, see what's going on in your business, and see if we can give you some really tactical things, strategies to grow your business. But let's go into oppositional growth syndrome. So a lot of people, loan officers, will be thinking, hey, I'm doing 5 loans a month now. And then you say, hey, let's get you to 10 loans. And if you're right now, I want you to think about this in your business, whatever you're doing now, and I say we're going to help you do 5 loans more a month or 10 loans more a month. Does the first thing that pops in your mind, or maybe the second or third, does it pop in your mind going, oh, fear? Do you have fear of all of a sudden I'm going to have to do 5 and 10 more loans a month? Not I get to do 5 and 10 more loans a month. Well, this is a part of oppositional growth syndrome because you are self-sabotaging. You're immediately having this angst that's going on. Well, hey, I'm doing 5 loans a month now, Adam. You want me to, I would like to do 10 loans a month. I would like to do 15 loans a month. I'd like to do 20 loans a month, but that would just be so stressful. So I can remember early in my career, I was doing really well. I was doing, I'd done a 20 a loan a month already in my career. I was just excelling. And I just remember a loan officer that had previously just told me, probably about a week or two previous to that, he was struggling with his money, struggling with income, and he wanted to do more. But when he knew how much I was doing or some of the other big dogs were doing, he was like, I don't want to do that. That's too much stress. That'd be overwhelming. That'd be just horrible. I don't want that life. So he was having a gross amount of oppositional growth syndrome because, yeah, he wanted more money, but what did that look like? Oh my goodness, it's gonna be stress, overwhelmed. It's gonna be painful. So be honest with yourself now. Are you having that thought if you said you're gonna do 5 or 10 loans more a month? You're gonna double whatever that kind of number is. You may have something set out and you said, hey, I want to do 20 loans a month, but then the immediate unconscious, really, because it's been there, you've been labored for so long, you've been having these bad times trying to close, say, 5 or 10 loans a month. that your unconscious is immediately trying to pull you back down and saying, hey, Adam, that would be stressful. That would be horrible. That would be, what would that look like? And then immediately what happens is, even though you're consciously saying, hey, I'm going to do 20 loans a month, then your unconscious mind, because you've built it this way over time, all the receptors in your mind have latched on to the stress and overwhelm that this is going to create. And now you're not allowing yourself to do that. So you may have just wondered, like, why can't I get past this point? Why can't I get past 5 loans a month? Why can't I get to 10 loans a month? Why can't I? And all this stuff. And last year was definitely one of those times where it became really evident, where loan officers, I would talk to different ones, and they're like, oh man, you know, business is good, and I don't even know if I want anymore. And it's like, and then you'd find out they're still not crushing it. They're doing good, but they still want more. But then they're self-sabotaging because all the stress and overwhelm it's going to be, and they're not doing the things it's going to take to get rid of that oppositional growth syndrome. So you right now think about, and maybe get a paper out and say, what is the oppositional growth syndrome that I'm going through right now? So write down, number one, maybe it's more loans equals more hours. Number two, more loans equals more stress. Number three, more loans equals no vacation. Number four, no loans equals no family time. Number five, more loans equals an early grave, right? What are those things that are in there? And I want you to just list them all. Take them now, list them. What's all the things that are pulling you back down? What's all the things that are self-sabotaging you right meow? I love that reference. Meow, by the way, right? Meow. It's a Super Troopers. Yeah, that's right. I love Super Troopers. Sometimes, we like to get really intellectual in here, and sometimes we like to bring it right back down with some movie references and stupidity. So but seriously, right now, what are you going through in your mind that is holding you back? And we have that. I've had it before. It's like, oh my goodness, what does that mean? When I got into coaching, I went through this. Like, this is when last year I was coaching one-on-one, and I was slinging 20 loans a month while also coaching one-on-one, which is a beautiful thing. I helped a lot of people grow their business. One guy went from 4 to 17 loans in a month really rapidly. Another one went from like 3 loans to 14 loans in a short period. One went from 6 loans to 13 loans in way reduced hours. Just on and on and on. I loved it. It gave me a lot of enjoyment. But then also, as I'm talking about building out and going, okay, well, hey, I can make more dreams come true, and I can have more and more clients, more one-on-ones. The oppositional growth syndrome hit me hard. I'm like, whoa, what is that going to look like? Like, I'm going to be running my loan business over here, and even though I was able to do it in part-time hours, it's still got requirement of energy. And then now I'm pushing in and trying to help these other loan officers one-on-one, which takes energy, focus, and dedication to help these folks. And I want to give them everything I have. Also, I want to just be a great career because I love helping people grow. But it hit me hard, and oppositional growth syndrome hit me hard because what does that look like? Oh my gosh, wait, I don't want to grow anymore. Oh, do I really want that? And then what happens is, think about what happens in your business, like what happens in mine. All of a sudden, the fervor for the marketing went down. There's sometimes, even when I was talking about marketing, it was I didn't have that extra step. I didn't have that extra just passion. I wasn't making as many calls to follow up. All these things were happening. that was really saying, okay, I want to grow, but then all the things behind it were saying, no, you don't. The unconscious mind was saying, no, you don't. Because all the things I was burying it down deeper and deeper. And what I knew to be true, which was that was painful. Now, how was I going to grow? So then at some point I go, wow, it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I said, what am I going to do with this? I'm going to help people. I want to grow. What am I going to do with this? And after I really identified all these things were going on, what did I have to do? I had to back up, punt, and say, okay, how am I going to run my business differently? How am I going to, expand, help reach more people, help them grow their business, and be just living the life I want to, and going and playing what I always like to call offense. If you're not playing offense at all times, you're a loan officer, you're losing deals, you're losing partnerships, you're losing money, all these things. So what's going to allow, for example, me to stay in offense? Well, we formatted, started working on things, and then we formulated Genius Loan Officer. We would have more reach, our partnership that I trust in with Dallas, and then how we're going to build out this amazing team to where we can expand, and it doesn't matter. We can have 500 loan officers, helping them grow. I can be an integral part of that, helping them grow, feel great about that. And it's just all encompassing. I'm playing offense. So this is not about me. This is to illustrate, I go through it too. You go through it. Think about what I just said just now. How does that apply to your business right now? You're saying, I want to do all this stuff, but then all of a sudden your marketing is not being placed out there as much as it was. You're not following up with a real estate agent like you probably could. You're not following up your database the way you should. You're not, your posts are like weak. They're going down and down. When you're speaking to somebody, you don't have that extra flavor. You got like it's not even good vanilla ice cream. It's like the broken McDonald's ice cream that's they never really have, right? So it's a broken ice cream machine. It's not the good, like thick ice cream like we have here in I live in a little town called Claremont in Georgia. It's a little bitty place, and it's got this amazing ice cream. It's right off the dairy farm. It's like, it's thick, good. If you eat the vanilla ice cream, it is like an experience, right? It is great. It's amazing. It's, by the way, is one reference I've always used when and maybe something you can pick up as well when people or realtors are like, hey, do you do this? Do you do this kind of loan? It's like, tell you what I do, and our team does. We make the best damn vanilla ice cream you've ever had in your life. Okay, it is the best vanilla ice cream. We stay in the FHA, the VA, the USDA conventional products, and we freaking are masters at it. And so, not to digress, but seriously, like, are you pulling punches? Are you not having the fervor? Are you not going after the new partnerships? And you're wondering, why is that? Why am I not doing that? Man, tomorrow is the day I'll do it. I'll do it next week. Why is that? Now, it's not just you're lazy. Like, don't just put it off. Oh man, I'm just lazy and I just get more motivated. It's because a lot of you right now sitting there, hopefully it's hitting you, because this is great. This is a great acknowledgement to have. It's like, yeah, it's hitting me right between the eyes, because I'm doing that. I'm not making the calls like I need to. I'm not making the posts like I need to. I'm not playing offense. Why are you not playing offense is the thing you need to identify. And it's probably not because you're lazy or unmotivated. It's because you're having oppositional growth syndrome. Everything is pulling you back in. Your unconscious mind is like it's kind of buried beneath the surface. You're not identifying it. You're not addressing it. And so how are you going to get past that? Now, how does somebody get past that? First is acknowledgement. Number one is acknowledgement that I have a problem in anything. I have a problem. I have something that is holding me back from playing offense all the time and making the best damn vanilla ice cream you ever had, right? So what is that is holding you back? The second thing is really you need to have somebody else come in there and help you identify that with you. And you need to come up with an action plan of how you're going to play offense. Are you going to have to hire a staff and you're scared to hire a staff? Just think about this. When you came in the loan game, maybe you had some early success off the bat. You started getting relationships and all of a sudden you just stopped. I talked to so many loan officers where they're doing 5, 6, 7 loans a month. And then when you ask them, how long have you been doing that number? And it's year after year after year. And how many years have you wanted to increase your income and your volume and your number of deals you do? And it's like years. Well, they're definitely going through that because they're not identifying what is going on. It's not that they can't have, can't expand their business like they're inept, like they're not smart enough. Don't think you're not smart enough. I'm not smart enough to figure this out. The beautiful thing is, and there's a great, Craig Ballantyne, his name is Craig Ballantyne. I like his stuff. He's got some really good material. And he had a post one day on his Instagram about basically, I'm trying to remember how he said it, but basically it's like, be stupid and be a millionaire kind of thing. And, or the dumber you are, the more money you can make. And it was obviously tongue in cheek, but his point is that you get other people that are great at what they do. And like him, he was talking about, he does a couple things fantastically well. And then, he's got the lighting person, he's got the camera people, he's got the people helping with some content, he's got all these things. And then he's able to expand, he's able to play offense, and he's able to have the life he wants to, and he's able to just play offense the whole time over and over and over. And he doesn't worry about the other stuff. So who are you going to have to put in place? How are you going to have to lead yourself first? So leadership is a huge critical part. And the critical key of leadership is always the number one indicator of leadership is, get this, is what? Anybody want to guess? Well, it is really just knowing yourself. It's self-awareness. And only 13% are self-aware. That is a real stat. I didn't just make it up, although I'll probably throw some stuff in I'll just make up, and you'll have to Google it, but just see if you're paying attention. But seriously, 13% is self-aware. They've done studies on this. Are you self-aware of what's going on in your business? So are you the leader you need to be within yourself? And are you having some of these growth pains because you don't think you can be a leader? I'm just a loan officer. I can't be a leader. Oh, I got to put up people. I got to do this, right? Like, what is going on in your head that's not allowing you to grow? You want to grow. If you're listening to this podcast, you're probably wanting to grow. I'm sure you're not just tuning in because, well, you just got nothing better to do, or you just love listening to me speak for no reason. Although if you are, awesome. I love you. Email me and just tell me that you love me that much. But seriously, you're here to grow. You're showing up. But have you been listening to this podcast for a month, 2 months, 6 months, a year? Have you been in other forums and everything, and you're talking about growth, and you're like, man, this is the next big thing, and then only to find out you're still not growing? Well, there's reasons why that, and I would venture to say most of it is this oppositional growth syndrome, because you're holding yourself back. You're self-sabotaging yourself because all that stuff buried beneath the surface is not getting addressed. One of those ways is, and this is not the pump genius loan officer, because we definitely do this, is getting below the layers and go and what's going on so we can excel. But if it's not with us, get somebody to assess these things, to bring these things out. Sometimes you can kind of be unaware of what is really buried beneath the surface until you go down that path and have those conversations. All of a sudden, oh, wow, light bulb. Yeah, I've been holding myself back there. I didn't realize I had this hang up. We have hang ups we don't realize we have. But if your first thought is, I want to grow, I want to make more money, and then the thought after that, there is some pain going on. There's that all of a sudden pit of the stomach, or there's something going on that is negative. You very likely have oppositional growth syndrome. So what are you going to do about it? Are you going to let it persist, and then just go, okay, well, I'm going to do what the market gives me. So if the market's up this year, I'm going to just get a couple more loans. If the market's down, oh gosh, I'm going to be stressed. What are you going to do with that? Or are you going to say, it doesn't matter, I make the market. I am the one going to play offense. I'm the one that's going to grow no matter what. And it's going to be fun doing it. I'm not saying you don't have some growth to push through. Most of the time, what you'll find, and what I found in myself be true, and what I found in others be true, is that the biggest growth is really just that inward growth to push through the other side. The growth to just go, hey, I am growing to let go. I'm growing and pushing through the other side, not with all these tactics, but growing through the other side is just me personally developing myself to where I can make decisions when I need to make them. I can uncover the things that are ugly that is actually going on. That's a big part of that growth. Like, I am feeling bad about myself when a loan doesn't go perfectly. I'm feeling bad if I don't do enough loans. All these negative energies are hitting you. All these things are going and bringing you down to not allow you to actually be the great loan officer, marketing machine, salesman, influencer, have the great conversations, make the new relationships. Those are all just beating you down. And the quicker you recognize this, and the quicker you start working on that, and first assessing it, and then have somebody else dive in there and hold you accountable to those things to push through. Because you can go out there and say, oh, I'm going to do this, and then something hits you. You start adding a team, and all of a sudden the realtor's like, oh, I want to talk to just you, right? Like, we just had this. One of our clients is doing really well, and an agent comes back and says, oh, well, I'm used to only talking to you. And it's like, the first thing, we can either, the pendulum swing, we talked about it before, there is shrinking. So it's one side or the other, shrinking, or you can be posturing, and in the middle is composure. So when that happens, are you confident in yourself? Have you worked on yourself to be composed and say, hey, I'm going to have a conversation with this real estate agent about, how we do business. I'm going to try to explain it the best way. I'm going to communicate, but I'm going to be composed. I'm not going to shrink and say, oh my gosh, this is the first hurdle I hit, and oh my, I just got to revert. Now everything's got to be tough again. This is just one example, but being composed and working on yourself and working on these things, and all these things that are holding you back, you have to work on, or else when you do try to grow, what's going to happen is something's not going to go right. Like, I don't ever want to preach like genius loan officer, like everything's, rainbows and unicorns and everything else. And you're not going to have some stumbling blocks. You're not going to have, bad things happen, or you're not going to have negative energy. It's just how quickly you're going to recover from that and go, hey, I'm going to be composed, and I know what is true. I know that I can play offense. I know that I can serve people high level. I know that I'm getting coached, and I'm going to get better tomorrow, and I'm going to act like I'm already better tomorrow, and that I can go get another relationship. I can play offense. I can reach my dreams. I can go on vacation. I can do those things, and I can still exponentially grow my business. It's all there for you, but let's start identifying whether you're holding yourself back, whether you're self-sabotaging yourself. And I would bet you are in some ways. Let's uncover it. If you do want us to have a conversation with you and help you uncover some of those things, we have some amazing, great coaches, and all our stuff we talk about and the questions you can ask in there to help you get over these hurdles. Schedule a call at geniusloanofficer.com, and we will make sure we take good care of you. But I really want you to grow, no matter if you come to us or not. I want you to take this podcast and I want you to implement. I don't want you to just be a serial learner. Is this a form of procrastination? You're going to listen to this and you got to listen to one more episode before I take action. Take action. I want you to listen to this and be taking action at the same time. Even if you don't have it all together, just go ahead and take action. You're going to learn a lot along the way. Don't just take it and listen to it, and I got to listen to another one. I got to listen to another one. I got to get this, and I got to do this. Go actually do the actions it takes. Otherwise, you're just procrastinating, and your future self is not happy with you. Y'all know the drill. Limited risk equals limited income.